I'm Silvana Mammone, and I arrived towards the end of January to Rama, and I remember writing the proposal after I had a jury meeting from the masters I'm doing, and what I remember is that I wanted to create a new sound piece, but I definitely wanted to work on what I called at the time my poetic landscape, which was kind of like a professor of mine was telling me that what I'm doing is basically relational aesthetics, because I'm using many different media and trying to understand how they can relate to each other and how they can create a world together. And I didn't know there was a word for that, but that's what I was doing in my last project, and that's what I enjoyed a lot. That together with also researching science for my project, so always having also a scientific background in terms of my study of nature. And so I came here and I wanted to go deeper into ecology, especially forest ecology, because that's something I stumbled upon for my last project, learning about how plants communicate. I wanted to learn more about what like modern science knows about how this whole ecological system, how this can even be studied, and what is revealed about that. And so I've been reading before I came here about forest ecology, and before I came I was a bit I remember I had one evening talking to an artist friend of mine, and I said maybe there's a way I can also become more, or like find a different way to artistically express my perspective and my vision. And because I was a bit shy about the scientific content. Because I want to convey something like profound about the world, and I'm excited about what I learn always, but then how to translate that. And in the last piece I wrote a story together with the music, but this time I wasn't sure about that, because I also had the urge to visualize kind of some impulses and instincts and feelings. And I was super excited about the fact that ecology is something you cannot completely grasp. It's always like a snapshot of how the world and its elements communicate. And so Rama was also a super nice experience in what a space can do. I never experienced it that way, that this impulse that I think I had inside of me, that it immediately came out. I was sitting in the studio and immediately started to draw on the basis of some sketches and ideas. And from that I kind of developed what to me felt like a method, but it also felt like a game that was very liberating, in that it had very strict parameters, and that I go out into nature and I try to in any way connect to it, especially vocally, and then I use this to draw. And in this drawing it also gives me the freedom to follow this experience I had, and to follow my voice and the sounds of the environment I was in, and the flies. And now the fly, I think, took away my idea. I forgot what I wanted to talk about. The game. Yeah, and that's how I got a little bit obsessed and also very excited about it. So I came back every day and I kept on doing this. And and then Paulo and Joao also encouraged me to make the wall even bigger. So and then one other thing that was super interesting was that the studies I did on human perception and neurology, they kind of came back during the process. I did a scholarship a year ago about that, within this process of thinking, also at some point thinking about how do I want to show this, what kind of experience do I want to create, what kind of environment do I want to create, that these kind of insights into human perception and how our perception works, they kind of came back to me, which was nice and was also reflected in some of the feedback I got. So there was something, yeah, it's again something where a process where I feel many things fell into place at some point or during the process, which feels amazing. And at the same time, again, I feel it's just a starting point and I can go on from here. And I want to keep on, being bold as an artist about creating different forms of knowledge and also creating different and diverse forms of like multi-sensory experiences that may bring people closer to their own perception and their own inner worlds, and then as a consequence of that, and also in relation to that, bring them closer to what the world has to say and to tell us about, especially like nature, I think. I want to keep on kind of being bold about that. About what an author called Robin Wall Kimmerer, she's called it to understand something with all four aspects of our being, which basically also speaks to, okay, science and fact and language are one base, but if everything feeds into each other, even art not standing alone or like visual not standing alone, I think that's something I want to keep on exploring in the future. And I think I'm just gonna stop. It's a very magical place for creating, I feel. I think I would love the experiment of trying to see whether this thesis is true by coming back and seeing like whether maybe next time I won't do anything. Or maybe it will rain all the time, or I don't know. But that's it, I think. Thank you.